Hello, folks. So, welcome to Sam's Community TV. My name is Sam, and on this episode of Slim's Thoughts, we'll be breaking down a segment from a book that I'm reading, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. But before I get into it, I actually want to offer a testimony. So, I was just watching It Is What It Is with Cameron and Mace. And for those who are unfamiliar, it's sort of their new sports TV show. They have great chemistry. I respect what they're doing, and I think they're on to something in terms of entertainment. With that said, Cam said something that struck me and kind of made me stop in my tracks. He said, why is it that those who don't have talent are willing to take risks and take the kinds of risks to pursue things? And this is just his observation, that those who don't have the talent are willing to take risks that people who do have talent aren't willing to take. And admittedly, it made me start thinking a bit, because for those who know me well, know that there are times I try to align things perfectly before I move forward. And that's not a good recipe. It's not a recipe for success. And what's more important about me understanding the fallacy in that thought is that anytime there's a rubber meets the road moment, or anytime you're operating out of necessity, you don't wait for things to align perfectly. You do what you got to do. So why is it that when you're operating out of necessity, meaning that it's most critical, that you are not willing to wait for things to align perfectly to pursue it? But then when it comes to matters of the heart, you're willing to take that posture. So for me, it was just eye-opening and confirmation to say, yo, stop waiting for everything to happen perfectly in order for you to do what you got to do. It's time for me to operate out of necessity. And so with that, I give you Slim's Thoughts. All right, and so like I said, the book is Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature. I'm a big fan of The Laws of Human Nature. I'm a big fan of 48 Laws of Power. I'm very much tapped in, I think, into relationships and behaviors and things of that nature. It's just something that I find that I key in on when I'm communicating or engaging with people. I am fascinated by people. I love creating real, genuine relationships with people. And I think part of it is just how I'm wired. And so the ability to study literature that actually dives into how the psyche and makeup of people is fascinating to me. But I just wanted to offer you a little bit information of what I've discovered. And so just some housekeeping. This episode is brought to you by Sam's Community, a space to explore passion, truth, and purpose. Creating a community where vision manifests. All right, so this particular excerpt I'm taking from chapter 15, which is the inner authority. And so I'm going to read you some of the text and then give you sort of my interpretation, if you will. Here's the text. You have benefited from education that embodies the wisdom of thousands of years in experience. It is so easy to take this all for granted. And I'm just going to quickly stop there. For those who don't know, I recently offered a eulogy in my mom's funeral. And I started off by offering a Bible verse that resonated with me relating to just her life. And it's Proverbs 22:28. Remove not the ancient landmarks thy fathers have set. So when I heard that part of the inner authority, you have benefited from education that embodies the wisdom of thousands of years of experience. It is so easy to take this all for granted. And immediately that scripture came to mind. Remove not the ancient landmarks thy fathers have set. And again, that's Proverbs 22:28. So now back to the text. To imagine that it all just came about naturally and that you are entitled to have all these powers. That is to imagine that it all just came about naturally and that you are entitled to have all these powers That is a view of spoiled children, and you must see any signs of such an attitude within you as shameful. This world needs constant improvement and renewal. You are here not merely to gratify your impulses and consume what others have made, but to make and contribute as well, to serve a higher purpose. To serve this higher purpose, you must cultivate what is unique about you. Now let that marinate. I have said it before. The world needs our contribution. We are living in the most decentralized time of existence. We have direct access to one another. Utilize it. We need to know what you have to offer. So I implore you, live out loud. I'm not saying don't be cautious, because we have to be cautious. We understand the environment that we're in. But at the same time, don't be fearful. Don't be unwilling to let your voice be heard, especially if you know deep down you got a message to share. Share it. Don't be so concerned about others that you're willing to sit on what you need to give birth to. This is the way. Now, back to the text. Stop listening so much to the words and opinions of others, telling you who you are and what you should like and dislike. Judge things and people for yourself. Question what you think and why you feel a certain way. Know yourself thoroughly, your innate tastes and inclinations, the fields that naturally attract you. Work every day on improving those skills that mesh with your unique spirit and purpose. Add to the needed diversity of culture by creating something that reflects your uniqueness. Embrace what makes you different. Not following this course is the real reason you feel depression at times. So that's the end of the text. And this is interesting because I recently came across a clip on Instagram where a gentleman was talking about spending 18 minutes a day developing a new skill, or just developing something, cultivating something, 18 minutes a day. And he said at the end of the year, that'll be 100 hours that you've committed to this new thing. And a lot of times, 100 dedicated hours for some fields will put you in an expert category. But the point that he was making is that when we think about 18 minutes a day, it's like, if I spend 18 minutes a day, I can't become an expert. You can if you're consistent. You can if you spend it 18 minutes a day every day. It's the consistency that separates us. So when you think about work every day on improving those skills that mesh with your unique spirit and purpose, give it your 18 minutes a day. Give it that consistency. The world needs it. So folks, that's my Slim Thoughts. Again, this is just chapter 15, The Inner Authority of the Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. I would encourage you to read it yourself, but I definitely plan to come back and give you a little bit more insights that I've picked up from the material. Again, my whole purpose is to help you find your purpose. I feel like if we can create a community of people who are living purposeful lives, then we're all going to be better for it, because we're all going to receive the contribution that you have for us. So live out loud, live on purpose. Slim's Thoughts. All right, folks. Till next time.